So you want to explore, you want to see the US, you want to take trips, you want to take your family places, you want to have a good time, you want to make memories, you want to have things to talk about at work, with friends. You want to lay in bed at night and say, oh, those beautiful things I saw. God's creation. The planet is a beautiful place. Okay, sounding a little weird right now, but well, we planned a family trip with my sisters, and what best companion to take this trip in but a Sprinter van. I know you've seen them around. I've seen them around. I've never thought anything of them. I mean, they look big. I looked at the prices, they've been expensive. But after this experience, I'll tell you what I thought. On the road, somewhere in California's desert between Los Angeles and Las Vegas. So everybody's having a good time. I'm driving, and this thing is pretty comfortable, let me tell you. Let's get back to the start. So I was asked to meet at 7 a.m. We were supposed to leave. I show up. There's this humongous van sitting there in front of my sister's house. I know I was excited because I've always wanted to drive one of these, experience what it's like. So everybody gets packed in. We have coolers, food, suitcases back here. We were ready to go. This thing has, like, I could stand in there. I'm 6'2", and this thing is ginormous. Everyone's happy. So, all right, let's fast forward. Let's get in the driver's seat and get back on the road. So we stopped at our first rest stop. Everybody needs to party. So I thought I would give you a little walk around. This is all black. Very attractive. Looks like a limo in this color. So from this angle here, you can see the backup camera. You see that unit, that rear AC unit, that's super efficient. Keeps everybody really cool inside this van in the middle of summer. It's over 100 degrees outside. And coming around the front, you could see the plastic bumper, a place to step on if you have to service this van. The headlights, they're okay. They're a van. It's a van. It's a stylish van. Over on the side here, you have these steel wheels. They're just painted black. You see 16-inch tires, 245, 75. So how much does this cost? So, you can get the chassis, a cargo van, a crew van, but this is the passenger van. So the passenger van starts at almost $56,000. And then you have the standard roof, the high roof at 144 wheelbase, or you can get the 170 wheelbase. I think that only comes in a high roof. Well, sure, they just showed it on here. Okay, so with the high roof, you're looking at 62,100, and then you could pick a 4-cylinder diesel standard output, or there's a high output. Okay, So this is what we're looking at so far. So what is it like to drive such a huge van? Well, I know this is the shorter wheelbase, but still, this one has the high roof, and it must be terrible. But actually not. This van is so easy to drive. I will say that it's almost dangerous. It's almost dangerous because this thing is huge. It's high roof, and it reminds you that it's has such a broad side when you hit a gust of wind, and you're like, oh my goodness, I better pay attention because it's so easy to drive. This van disappears around you. It disappears around you, and you catch yourself speeding. You catch yourself going around turns fast, and I'll say it's easy to drive. I know some of the passengers in the back, right over the axle, complains that sometimes when you hit a bump, it's kind of rough. But it's the 2500, so that's kind of expected. But this is so easy to drive, very maneuverable. I like driving this. It's so nice to drive. Like I said, it's almost dangerous because you forget that you're driving this tall van and you going fast and a wind gust hits you and it kind of just startles you a little bit. Okay, passing the tallest thermometer in the world in Death Valley, the hottest place on earth. Now we're in Vegas. And we've left Los Angeles all the way to Vegas. We haven't fueled. We're not empty or anything, but we're going to make it up to Utah. So we're going to stop and put some fuel. And while we're here, let's talk about it. At this point in the trip, we're averaging about 20.1 miles per gallon. This has a 24.5 gallon tank, so you could go maybe well over 400 miles. To gain access to the fuel door, you must open the driver's side door first, and then you have access. Yes, so this is a diesel, so that explains why such a huge van gets that kind of mileage. Maybe you already knew that, but I think it's pretty cool. What's even more interesting is that it's a four-cylinder turbo diesel. So there's your standard output and there's a high output. Standard output is a 1950cc four-cylinder turbocharged 170 horsepower and 295 foot-pound of torque, mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. There's Mercedes G-Tronic. This is also available in all-wheel drive, like I spoke about before. There's struts in the front, leaf springs in the back. The high output engine is also a four-cylinder turbo, but the power is bumped up to 208 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. And that's the one I would have gone for if I bought this. Back on the road, went through Arizona, then we're in Utah. I tell you, I love this. You go through 3 states in no time. It's kind of cool. So now we're in Cedar City, Utah. It's a beautiful town. Always beautiful skies. Well, at least every time I visit. So while everybody gets their luggage out of the van, I will go ahead and check out the interior. So we had 12 carry-on size pieces in the back and some miscellaneous backpacks. They're sitting for 12 people and there's still room left over. Payload capacity of 3,200 pounds and a maximum towing of 5,000 pounds. You also get these beefy door hinges that lets the door go all the way wide open up against the body. I think that's a real good feature. So there's, with most of the luggage out, you can see all the storage. I'm gonna get in here, stand up, show you my head clearance. Look how high this roof is. All this room back here, well organized. Look, I'm standing freely in here. That's 6'2". Okay, coming around the driver's side. So first of all, below the driver's seat, that's where you'll find most of your fuses. So that's one thing to note. All right, we're gonna step up into here. We have our light switches, our vent, that's very classic Mercedes, and more vents. We have cup holders on the dash and storage. Kind of weird. Put your drinks out there to get hot. There's some overhead storage on each side. That's very thoughtful. Talking about storage, there's more storage in the door panel. Moving up here, we have a lock-on-lock switches, a nice padded surface to rest your elbow, heated seats, window switches. On your steering column, the left side, you have this stock head that does everything. Your wipers, your high beams. It does your indicator. Because on your right side, there is your Mercedes column mounted shifter. You can see your engine start stop button hiding back here. And this 9-speed Mercedes transmission always also has paddle shifters. Yeah, it's Tiptronic. So on the left side of the steering wheel, there's this button here. It's like a haptic touch button. And it's supposed to help you navigate through your driver information center and your interface, for your engine computer and all that stuff. You could look up, all your little information. So it's basically your little trip computer and everything else. But it's really hard to use. I wish they could make it better. This thing is annoying. I hate it. Apart from that, your steering wheel is pretty standard. The other buttons, you could figure it out for your cruise control. No big deal here. Moving over to the climate control, it's very self-explanatory. Physical buttons, rear, sync, all that good stuff. You could figure that out. So that's, yeah. The radio is very basic, but you can connect your phone through a cable. Here's the list of some standard features. Pause the video if it helps you read them more efficiently. Now I'm sitting in the third row, and at 6'2", you can see I have lots of legroom. It's like I'm totally comfortable. Okay, we're visiting some local spots here in Cedar City, Utah. We were up early the next morning, and the gang's ready to get back on the road. We have a long day ahead. I've never seen so much farmland in my life. Everywhere. Everywhere. Crop circles. It was just amazing. Things I've never seen before. rest stop in Salt Lake City, Utah, we picked up a 4Runner because I'll have to head home earlier than the crew. So we're gonna trail them the rest of the way. And after what seems like forever, we're in Idaho, land of potatoes. Finally, Shoshone Falls in Twin Falls, Idaho. Almost messed this up. So it's beautiful. This is the type of stuff I like. I'm from the country, so I love this type of stuff. Lots of traffic, but with patience, we finally got to see them. I think they're 212 feet tall and 900 feet wide. That's beautiful. Actually, there are people who have their houses right behind the falls. How lucky. As long as the river never overflows its banks. After getting some pictures, some videos, we're ready to get out of there. It was 117 degrees that day. So my shoes were actually sticking to the asphalt. So let's get on out of here. We stopped to refuel and prepare for our 4-hour trip up to Yellowstone National Park area. There's a storm coming out of nowhere. It's crazy. Rain. And that's a cool rig. Look at this. Simplicity and functionality. And 20 hours later, Yellowstone, the west end of the Yellowstone. So we're actually in Wyoming, right here. We're gonna stay at this hotel. Kids are tired, everybody's tired, ready to take a shower and go have dinner. So yes, made it so far, no mechanical issues. And it's kind of wet over here. Check this guy out. Jeez. Now that's a fun tour. So right after breakfast, we're headed out. We're actually following another Sprinter van. I'm riding the Sprinter van this time now. And look at this beautiful water. And everyone's just looking for some wildlife. After all, that's what we came for. See everything there is out there. And we stopped because we saw some elk in the distance. Everybody's checking it out. It's beautiful. And while we were all looking and searching for more, there is a bison grazing. This guy is huge. I'm happy. That's a good day. The Sprinter van can be had as a cargo, crew, passenger, or just a chassis cab, sitting up to 15 and room for all their luggage, standard or high roof, rear wheel drive, or all wheel drive, a 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine with an available high output option. They both are capable of the task and return very favorable fuel economy. The power slide door is very handy. The rear doors that open to 270 degrees are great for loading. Safety features like active brake assist, distance assist distronic, blind spot assist, traffic sign assist, lane keeping assist, attention assist, and 360-degree camera views gives you peace of mind. Despite our basic stereo, there is an available MBUX multimedia system with 7-inch or 10.25 inches, both capable of touchscreen, and Mercedes Me Connect app with gives you access to your vehicle from anywhere. You also have intelligent voice control system with wireless charging, available navigation, Apple CarPlay, and Google Connect. So if you're in the market for something like this, a family van, something to get away, this is a great choice. Get it. Your kids will enjoy it. Your wife will love you. Your husband will kiss you. Go out there, make memories, live life. And even if you can't afford to buy one, you could rent one. That's the great thing about it all. Get out there, make some memories, enjoy. Thank you all for watching. Come back next time. Like, subscribe, help the channel grow. I appreciate you all. Thanks for joining me in this experience.